Because human beings don't understand what is around them that's governing their daily lives, and yet they are trying to survive, right? They're trying to survive. They are condemned to be free. They're asked to live in this world, but with all these forces. And human mind starts thinking, what's happening in all these things? Who governs all these things? Why is the entire city devastated by earthquake, for example? Right? Why is the entire city devastated by this tornado and thunderstorm and everything? Why do innocent people have to die? Then it starts thinking, there must be a force larger than the self. And that begins the story, the question of, what are these forces, and what do I name this? What names would I give these forces? There comes the idea of giving names to the different gods. Hold on a second, one more, then.
Yeah, I got a comment. The Catholic Church, they have certain rules that you got to follow. Let's say you got to be baptized, have your first communion, confirmation, get married. But on the other hand, a priest cannot get married, or you cannot be a priest. But that was changed by the Catholic Church centuries ago.
Right.
So my question is, who changed that? The Pope? So he has he asked God, hey, can I change this? Because we might get on a deficit because we cannot maintain all, the family.
That is a very interesting question of power, knowledge, interpretation, right? But the question of in all religions are confronted by this idea that what must a human being do when one subscribes to this or that religion? The question of whether a pope does not want to get married, or does that go very well to human nature itself? Human nature is that one needs to get married, but then again in America it's very complex, right? One can get married to the same sex, right? In the next future, it's by 10 or 15 years around, one can get cloned. But the again, you raise a very important question of power, knowledge, interpretation. Who controls this, and what doctrine? It's a question of doctrine. Doctrine is a set of beliefs, set system that is used in order to enforce certain ideas of the rules and regulations, so that human being can be quote unquote saved within the definitions and confines of what being saved means in that particular religion or philosophy.
It's some of the reason why I believe that priests shouldn't be called father, and they shouldn't have they shouldn't have the Pope, how apparently he's sent from God or something like that. I believe that shouldn't happen because my dad married my stepmom, and she's Catholic because of her mom and everything, and he's Protestant, and they couldn't do that because the Catholic Church wouldn't and if they did, he had to sign a whole stack of papers like that, asking them about this whole bunch of other questions and everything. And I believe when it comes to the churches and all the priests and everything, they like I said, they taint the Word of God because I'm not saying it's bad if you have to there's a lot of stuff that the churches teach communion and everything like that and all that, and it's just in the Bible it doesn't say anything about having to go through any of that, so it's it's kind of a man-made rule just.
Very good. One has to you raise a very important part of the relationship between religion and culture, right? But when you talk about culture itself, culture consists of a system of variegated meanings, meaning that you have to go through this process of doing all these rituals, and all these rituals involve what's attached to all these rituals are the meaningfulness of the language. The language is embedded in the rituals, the rites of passages, the relationship between the self and what you believe as the divine or the ultimate reality self. All these things are meant to have human beings become in tune with the rules and regulations that's been used in the religion. And every religion, each child in that particular religion will be going through this. Right? Yeah. And Maria.